there. So let's start right away with the debate. Today we will see the second round. I think it's really, really bad. I will try to give you my opinions, and they are not positive. Not for Tour and not for Dave. Let's get into it.
Okay, my second question is,
Let's also try to see if we can stick more to the science instead of diagrams.
oh, I would love to stick
Well,
to
that
the
was my
science.
only prompt for the
All
lies.
right.
It's important to establish that
Polynucleotides.
he is a liar.
Polynucleotides. You have to be able to make RNA.
So is taking time. That is done on purpose. It's not saying anything. Props to reason to saying that. I It's not something that I noted myself. Look at that. Even him does not know the complete formula. Is making a little bit of some mistakes, I think. It's not that precise. So, yes, he did study the formula for doing this debate. Props to Tour, but it's not even that good.
You have to be able to take this molecule and hook it together many, many times to have a dimer of RNA.
Yes, it's what a polymerase Tour. It's not that big of a deal. Yes, of course, it's a problem, but we will talk about it a little bit later. Uh, I'll tell you right now, sorry, that whole this portion of this debate will be a huge loss for Tour just if they have Ed read the paper.
RNA, abbreviating the base, this time as B, abbreviating the triphosphate as P3.
Those kind of things does not add anything to the debate. You are writing the formula just in a simpler way. Okay. Let's be clear, nothing to be impressed here. I did those kind of things for my grad degree. It's something that students can do on a regular basis, basically. So it's nothing to be proud of. Yes, he did during a debate. It's not that easy, but those are formulas well known.
What you have to be able to do is show me chemistry. I'm asking you specifically for chemistry, not a bunch of nonsense here. Show me the chemistry
Not a
to
bunch
get
of peer-reviewed
this
research.
reaction to go such that you get coupling.
It's impossible to do so on a board, and I already said why. Because you need a catalyst. How can you write the catalyst unless you do have a bunch of time?
Between the 3' hydroxyl to this 5' site. So you need 3', 5' coupling to the exclusion of 2', 5' coupling, to the exclusion of branching. Every article that you cited in your
So let me explain what's Turing saying that you can have basically a reaction in more than one place, and you need the reaction to happen in a specific place to work out, basically. And it's not correct, and I will show you in a little bit. And I want to clip that moment because basically debunks or all those points by Tour.
videos, every article that you could ever cite that shows this coupling, shows this scrambling. You get significant amounts of 2,5, significant amount of branching. And that's why this chemistry doesn't work. And that's why your own expert, Jack Sostek, even says that Benner's work, where he talked about this thing, was just hyped up. There was nothing there because he says he went with the hype. He did not go with the
the
right
2 minutes.
coupling. Show me.
Again, that's just rambling.
The chemistry.
2 minutes is
Show
over,
me
guys.
this chemistry.
So first of all, this is completely idiotic.
Very good. Good start, Dave. Really good start.
Nucleotide polymerization has been demonstrated on Montmorillonite clay for decades.
Yes, with 30 to 70% 2.5. I asked you for 3.5, which is what you need to have life.
Do me a favor here. I want you to read the title of that paper there. It's by your buddy.
It's not just the paper, and I think that Dave did read just the title, and I will show you why in a
Jack
moment.
Shostak. He's done some research on this.
Yeah, I know. And Jack Sostek even says he cannot get it. Functional art, except for tolerance for non-inheritable 2.5. How much tolerance? How much? Montmorillonite clay is 30 to 70%.
What's the first word in that paper? Functional. So we're talking about RNAs that still have.
Yes, and the first part is about that, but Dave, just read what he's saying there. A bunch of things. Yes, you will see the reaction done in both places, but here we show that such backbone is compatible with RNA folding into defined three-dimensional structure that retain molecular recognition and catalytic properties. You remember what I said, that you need a catalyst. That's the catalyst. And Dave does not know it. It was that simple to read the abstract. And no one does in the debate. Basically, what's happening? The RNA is forming in that wrong way. Second, if you ask Tour, and it's not the way RNA is formed right now. But if you do the formation of RNA with those wrong links, you get a catalyst to get RNA, functional RNA. What I mean about functional RNA, RNA, modern RNA, the RNA that we have today. And that will be relevant in some minutes. So I will clip that, Tour is wrong and Dave does not read his paper. Dave, please read these papers if you want to debate.
Catalytic behavior, despite having a mixture of 2,5 and 3 prime.
His amount of 2.5 to 3.5 is not 30 to 70%. If you have a 0.1%, you're okay because you'll have runs, but not 30 to 70%. Show me the amount. Your guy.
Once you get the catalyst, you are done. And that's why Tour is wrong about that.
Schemer never tells us how much is there.
James, look, the
And
research
inventor
shows
never told us how much is there.
functional RNAs. So it doesn't matter how much 2' doesn't matter
Oh,
how
it,
much
oh, it certainly
He's
does.
allowing them to
And what
polymerize.
about branching?
My God.
It's not there. It's not there. Nobody has ever done this prebiotically. You're going to be looking through your papers a long time. It's never been done. Without an
James,
enzyme, it has never
You
been
are
done.
completely clueless.
It's
This has
over.
been done.
It's over. You can't make RNA. There's no.
You are clueless, Dave. I think that you did not read this paper, and it's a very big mistake during a debate. Tour was better prepared for this. He was wrong, but he was better prepared.
Life. You can't make RNA. There is no life. You haven't made peptides. You haven't made RNA. It's over.
James, nucleotide polymerization has been demonstrated for decades on clay. You are literally pulling this out of your ass.
Excellent wording by Dave. Let's be clear, I can stop the video right now. 10 minutes and let's end there. Of course not. I want to show you the entire part of the debate, but that's all basically. Let's go on. Maybe I can put a little bit faster. Because I do not want to waste anyone's time.
This has been done for decades. You guys, none of you people know this research.
That's a very bad part, and I'm very, very mad about it.
None of you people know this research. You're just blindly trusting him.
All right, let's try to have some civility, please.
The adsorption and polymerization of nucleotides on clay minerals has been demonstrated for decades. James is lying, and people who are cheering for him have no clue what he's talking about. You're just blindly.
Not good, not good. You do not engage with the people present at the debate. Wrong. You do not know these people. I know that some are laughing at you. They are rude, okay, but you must be better than them. You are one of the debater. Do not engage with the public. If you are not forced to, and in this case you are not, that's no, I don't like it. I don't like it. I got very mad when I've seen that. I was really, really mad.
Believing him. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's look at it on clay. Here is the reference on clay. Here is the reference on clay. Here on Marlinite, what did he get? He got 67% 3-5, which means you have 33% 2-5 of the wrong linkage. 1 out of every 3 is wrong. Here he gets 75 to 80% 2-5. So now you have the vast majority 2-5. That's what you get on clay. It's right there.
So yes, but again, when you go into autocatalytic cycle, you do not care about these things. Of course, if you do the reaction, you will get a racemic mixture. It's pretty normal, but it's not really that big of a problem. And I have explained you why.
And it doesn't matter. That's what Shostak showed in
1
his
out of
paper.
3 doesn't matter.
No.
Oh, it matters tremendously.
The 3
No. If you have a fraction of it, you're okay. 1 out of 3, Jack Shostak would never. How much does he have there? How much does he have? Tell me. You read the paper.
It says functional RNA.
I haven't seen that paper. You're bringing in other papers, which we agreed you would not do.
James,
and now tell me how much there, because I don't know. I've not read that paper. You read it. Tell me how much 2-5 does he have?
I don't remember every single detail.
Of course, we are watching it faster, but does not differ that much. They are just rambling, attacking each other, and that's all.
No, you don't remember because you don't want to remember. You read the paper. You brought that in. We were not supposed to introduce any papers that had not been in our videos. That you agreed to.
James, here's what would happen, though. If you genuinely cared about this question, what you would do is you would go to Google Scholar and you put in some keywords and you...
Yeah, but you know that he does not want to, and he did it because it's better prepared than you. So, not a good point, Dave.
You'd find this Shostak.
You would not
You're
find that.
hiding from
That has a trace. On Clay, you get 37%. It says 80%. You can't have one out of every three be a wrong linkage. You would never code for a peptide with that. It's over.
How do you know? It says functional RNAs. You have
Because
no
it's
idea
a
what
trace,
RNAs do.
because it doesn't work.
You understand that
The
RNAs have
alignment is
catalytic
not right.
function? You understand that
No,
RNAs have
even if you
catalytic
have the
function?
wrong enantiomer, it doesn't work. Even Donna Blackman has said that in the papers
You have
that
no
cite.
clue what Donna Blackman says. You quote mine her. You have no idea what her research is about. You just pretend to.
Okay, so there we go. I asked him to come up
Look,
here and
Shostak
show me the
paper on
chemistry,
linkage
just like I would do with a graduate
Still-
student. I said,
still
show me the
recognition and
chemistry.
catalytic
He did
function.
not.
To be fair, he is clueless. Is relying too much on the papers, and I think that he did not read those papers, and you can see it right now. I think that the moderator will intervene. I did already watch this part, and he's right. They did not study those papers, and that's bad.
I mean, you can say that.
Don, you can't do this. You can't make
You
a
can
cell.
say
You
that,
can't
you
do
can
that. You
cheer,
can't make a
but
cell.
you're
It's
just
over, buddy. It's over.
Wow.
To be fair, I agree. Right now, the debate was over. I agree with the tour. Dave was not prepared, even though tour is wrong on that. But you cannot engage in a debate like this. Sorry, you cannot.
Lies and cheers. Amazing. Lies and cheers.
So
Incredible.
just from a chemical point of view, though, we would need to know what functional RNA meant.
Having catalytic properties.
Function, I mean, because RNA has
Look,
many functions.
It still has
so-
recognition and catalytic function. It lowers the melting point of the duplexes by destabilization, so separation can occur under reasonable
And
conditions.
what was the percentage? You got everything else written down. What was the
Man,
I don't know.
I'm sorry I don't have an
You know,
encyclopedic
Benner's
knowledge.
very careful.
I'm not an encyclopedia. Just read the papers, Dave. Read the papers. It's what you need to do such a debate. It's not that hard. I will turn to regular velocity because I think that this part is important when the moderator is talking.
Careful.
Hundreds
He
of
would tell
papers.
us. It's
Okay.
in that paper because
But
that's
you're-
what Benner.
you're basically calling
Shostak got
Shostak
upset
a
with
fraud.
Benner because he didn't do it.
But-
Shostak would put that in the
No,
paper.
that's another great one. The Benner thing. Yeah, we're going to get to the Benner one.
Okay,
because-
it's time to end that part, but I want to just pause. To have functional RNA, it has to do at least three things. It has to serve as messenger RNA, ribosomal RNA, and
No. Messenger.
Oh, Sadie. Yes, he was not prepared for this debate, and this part is very, very bad. Tour was better prepared, and I will do a clip about it, Sadie, because Tour was very, very wrong. I can show that. If you ask me, ciao. If you ask me to do so, I can repeat that part. Basically, Tour was wrong about RNA. There is a reason for it. Basically, RNA can form a catalyst to create more DNA molecules in the modern configuration. And that's huge. But Dave was not prepared for that. He did not read the paper he brought, and he did not respond to tour, and that's bad. Very, very bad. So yes, that's bad.
Messenger RNA, you're talking about features of modern cells. We're talking about prebiotic
but
nucleic
ultimately
acids.
has to do that. So what function is
RNA is RNA. Functional RNA, it's RNA with the configuration that we are talking about, so no wrong links. That's functional RNA.
My question: did he show that it performed? 'Cause it has to at least perform one of the three. Ultimately, it's going to have to perform all three.
Yeah, I mean, it's replication. I'm not sure exactly in the context of the paper, but he's saying that two.
Yeah. You do not know that because when you do the debate, you do not study the subject, of course.
Prime linkages don't matter. As though you people have any fucking clue what.
Attacking the public again. Do not do that. It's wrong.
Any of us are talking about. Oh, I know about RNA. No, you don't.
Waste your time arguing with the public. Very good idea. You, if you do have data, show the data. Do not engage the public, please.
You have no clue what either of us are saying. Deal with it. Answer the question. Anyone who thinks nucleotide polymerization to form RNA has not been demonstrated is clueless. It's been demonstrated by hundreds of researchers.
You are. You were questioned. Someone posed you a question and you were not able to give details. So you are. And Tour is right on that. You are clueless.
And he's just
Show us.
cannon.
Right here.
I
Here.
just showed you.
Do it. You got hundreds of examples. Show us. You won't come up.
What do you
won't
want
do
me
it.
to draw?
Props to Tour. He know is wrong on that, but doing that is putting Dave at disadvantage, and it's a very good tactic. Tour was wrong about this argument, Sadie, but Dave lost the debate. And I did point out where it was wrong. Basically, their RNA can form a catalyst, and that point was not brought up in the debate. Why? Because Dave was not prepared. So, in my opinion, Tour is winning there. Also, as soon as you engage the public, you insult the public, you have lost. That's a debate. Opinion matters in debates. So you cannot engage with the public and pretend, yes, I won. I think you lost this debate. A written debate between scientists is different because you can do your research, you can take time if you need to. That's not a written debate. So Dave lost, in my opinion. And that's just the way it is, in my opinion. I do not want to say anything like, yes, he won. Like, I think I would done better in this kind of debate. Of course, I cannot do it because I live in Italy. I cannot engage with Tour. I will need to fly over half the planet to do so. But I was very mad when I've seen the debate.
On the
You won't do
board,
it.
James. What do you want
You
me
won't
to
do it.
draw on the board?
Clueless.
Okay, let's go to the next.
Yes, I did point that out, and that's wrong. I do not care if Tour is lying. you can point that out. If you have proof about that, you can show it. It's fair during a debate. But it's different when you attack the opponent like that. You can say, okay, you are lying, but you cannot say you are a pathological liar. Maybe it's wrong. Maybe he's doing so for some reasons. Maybe it's just wrong. You cannot attack someone like that. Also, when you debate, it's all about this kind of debates. Is all about what you can convey to the public. Doing what Dave is doing, it's wrong, and Tour is doing it too. But at this point, I can understand why Dave is attacking him and is responding. Fair enough.
Round.
Yeah, that's why I brought a bunch of research James pretends isn't real, and you're all pretending to understand
Research that you did not read. That's the problem.
right now.
Yeah.
Google? What?
Okay.
All right. Let's.
Oh, that's Dreamer. I think that Dave does not even know that.
Let's go to the next round. Dave, you're next in terms of asking a question to.
All right. So we've been talking
Dr.
about peptides and nucleic acids, so I'll give a prompt on this too. So let's talk about biomolecules. Amino acids are ubiquitous and even form in space, and Strecker-like synthetic pathways have been known for decades. Amino acids polymerize to yield peptides.
Okay, show all those beautiful reaction. Explain them. That's a condensation reaction to form oligopeptides. Okay, very well. Explain it.
Again, James has humiliated himself even tonight, claiming peptides can't form.
I think it's the opposite. But at this point, I think that is reading from his piece of paper. So yeah, not good.
Form in water, no matter how many references I show him. Here are some of the papers that we've been talking about. He keeps trying to talk about side chains because he hasn't admitted yet that this does happen.
Now, I think that Dave is reading. He did prepare that sheet of paper with all these points, and I think he cannot adapt to the direction of the debate. It's not good. When you debate, you need to you need to adapt, to go wherever your opponent is going. Not good for a debater.
In peptide formation with prebiotic chemical activators, there are countless studies generating this. So the objections, like the reactions from side chains, I'm very sorry, but they have been addressed, showing regioselective coupling even for lysine. When he objects to this, he's just lying about what the paper is about. Then don't forget condensate.
Okay, explain what you mean with that. And to be fair, the slides are quite good. They do show those kind of process. But let's be realistic. People cannot understand them. So you need to explain them. So that's the condensation to get oligopeptides. Very good. It was used by Dreamer, if I recall correctly. Very, very good. But explain this kind of process. He will not. I already watched all his points.
by wet-dry cycling, as well as totally alternate synthetic pathways that don't involve condensation.
He just read the titles, and I think that he brought some images from the papers. You need to study them better, because if Tour is a good chemist, ask you something, even the moderator did so, you need to respond. That's how research works. When I did my thesis, I read a lot of papers. You need to know what you are talking about.
Next, plenty of studies show prebiotic syntheses of nucleotides, and their adsorption and polymerization on clay has been studied for decades. These catalytic surfaces also protect RNA from degradation. This type of chemistry has been taken out of the lab and shown to work in prebiotic analog conditions, primarily hot.
By Dreamer. Very good point. You want to talk about a little bit about Dreamer's work?
Springs where biopolymers form efficiently and become encapsulated in vesicles. James ignored
Proto cells. Very good example. Talk a little bit more.
all of this research and just complains about aspects of experimental setup, like running reactions under argon, which is done specifically to avoid contact with the oxygen that wasn't present on the early Earth. Or he pretends prebiotically plausible reagents like DAP are not prebiotically plausible by only showing research from the 1950s.
Explain me what are you talking about? You are bringing in papers, but you need to simplify what's written into them to the public, or else. Okay.
50s instead of current research. He will wonder how nature knew to phosphorylate the 5' hydroxyl to get nucleotides, oblivious to research demonstrating that protection by borate minerals yields precisely that. In general, he ignores decades of research and just spews his script about how we don't know how to get these molecules. But we do.
To be fair, DAP. Yes. Chemical full form. Diammonium phosphate. Just explain that, why you do not do so. Okay. Explain what the compound is. Explain a little bit, at least, what you are talking about. The ammonium phosphate. It's a phosphate with two, basically ammonia. It's not actually ammonia, but it's ammonium. It's ammonia with one more hydrogen, so it can bond in salts compounds, basically. Explain those things, Dave. It's important for the public to understand those kind of things. Okay.
So let's continue talking about this.
Okay, so there were so many there. You know, this is called rapid fire, so that you can't answer anymore.
I'm just showing you
All
all
right,
the
so
research.
you cited this paper.
Now, maybe we will turn to 1.5. I do not want to waste too much time to other people. Okay. Maybe 1.25.
Paper
Not
where
too
they use
fast.
sulfur 4.
Okay.
This is This is not just water, it has activation. Once you activate, it is not amino acids polymerizing in water. As soon as you activate, it goes from being zwitterionic, to being not zwitterionic. It functionalizes on the...
Again, Tour here is talking about Gibbs free energy. Yeah, explain a little bit what's all about. Gibbs free energy. It's basically a formula that you need to resolve to know if reaction need or not external energy to go into completion. If you give me a second, I will show you the formula. Okay. Energy for mole. Those things you need to show those to the public. So I cannot understand why people in this debate do not do so. It's not a very good thing, I think. Okay. Very good indeed, but no. Show you. This is the formula. Basically, you need to resolve this formula. Gibbs free energy, enthalpy, temperature, and that's entropy. You can see here all of those, and you can crunch the numbers. It's not that easy, but it's just to make you understand. You will be able to know if the reaction is going to completion without any external help or not. If depends on the results, basically. It needs energy or not to go to completion. It's all that is spontaneous or not. But even if it's not, you just need to add energy because enthalpy is energy. Okay? So you just need to turn up the heater and the reaction will go on.
Carboxylic acid, that proton gets freed up. That proton gets freed up on the amine, and then it can do the attack.
You're
So what?
describing
No,
the
wait,
mechanism
I'm not
of
done.
amino
I'm not done. This is my section. Let me get done.
This
here.
is us talking
Alanine,
together.
phenylalanine, and serine. That is what he used. Alanine, phenylalanine. He had serine. He had the OH. He never used the ones that have the carboxylic acid, the aspartic acid that I told you. He never used the lysine.
Yeah.
This is the paper. That's why you couldn't get up
You are
because
shifting
this
the
didn't
goalposts.
solve it. I read the paper. It didn't solve it. Look at the list.
claim
look
that
at the list
peptide
of,
formation
look at
in
the
water
list
was
of the
impossible.
ones that he used.
You claim that.
That's just them bickering, basically. As I said at the beginning of the video, you just need to watch the first 10 minutes. Everything else, it's just me reacting to them arguing.
It's not there.
James, you claimed that peptide formation in water is not possible countless
No,
times.
it was.
in your
No,
concept.
you said.
You never
said
said,
that
oh,
these-
it
no,
happens,
you
but
said
not
it
with
in your
lysine.
second series. You said with suitable activation.
Yeah,
That's
chemical
because,
activation.
because they're no longer zwitterionic anymore. You said it was. No, you said.
Again, you need to explain to the public what you are talking about. After this this part where they are discussing, the moderator will do so. Thanks. It was very, very needed, and it was not enough. I think that no one understand that. No one in the public. Maybe there were some chemists. Let's be clear. That's a university after all, but the general public is not able to understand those topics.
You said
Sulfur
peptide formation
trioxide,
in water
dipeptide.
was exergonic. And in the very paper, when you were showing Lee Cronin's work, where he showed delta G was positive, it was endogonic, you said it's exergonic.
No, I didn't say it was exergonic. What the
You
hell are talking
absolutely
about?
did. You said it's exergonic.
It's endergonic. I know that it's endergonic.
No,
Look at
you
the
go
slide.
back to your video when you were discussing Lee Cronin's work, you said it's exergonic.
Nature does this with chemical activation.
And-
Lowers the
and it
activation
goes
energy,
back the
and
other
it
way.
happens. And then the barrier is very large.
All right, do you have,
Jason,
do you have
you're
you
flailing
asked
here.
me one specific question.
Amino
You
acid,
showed me a
sulfur
reference.
trioxide, dipeptide. What's wrong with that?
All right,
Explain
I'll
it.
tell you what's wrong. Don't move your slide.
Now, this part is important. That's a good reaction. That's a polypeptide. Why Tour does not accept that? Listen to Tour.
Fine. Don't move your slide.
Okay,
I'll
no,
tell you what's wrong. You look right there. You look right there at the first.
I think that I've show a similar reaction, and yes, you can get polypeptides in nature. Of course, Tour will move the goalpost.
First one is alanine, phenylalanine, alanine, phenylalanine, serine, phenylalanine. None of them bear a carboxylic acid side chain. None of them bear an amine side chain. Don't you
Again.
see how he cherry?
Yes, and why you need to have those in a prebiotic air? Explain that, Tour.
Pick this thing
Goalposts.
so it can only. I'm not
Goalposts.
moving any goalposts.
Is this prebiotically plausible dipeptide formation?
Not,
Did you give
not
that?
the dipeptide I showed you.
For the
Yes, not those you showed. But why you need those two in particular?
If you don't even have
For
one,
these
if you don't even have one, yes, this only
have
gives you the. It doesn't give you the functional one.
amino acid, sulfur trioxide, dipeptide.
only for half of
in
the amino
water.
acids.
So what?
What do you mean?
You-
So what?
but you're not
You
even
can't-
conceding
You
that.
have to have 20
You're not even
amino
conceding
acids
that.
that participated. They load the chemistry. They keep selecting the ones that only work under their conditions. They can't do it with the free carboxylic acid. They can't do it with
You
the free
pretend that peptide bond formation in water is impossible. I've showed you.
I
all
didn't
of that
say it's
research.
impossible if you have activation. You only said that in your second series, and you know it.
No, you've never.
Look at what Tours is doing. Is speaking very, very fast. Why? Because Dave is right there. That's a good reaction. Is relevant to the topic, and I think that Tour cannot justify that. What you can do at this point, engage with Dave. Dave is a little bit clueless about the topic, and ask him questions that he cannot answer.
You know it.
No, you've never said with activation it's possible. You keep saying it's impossible, and you even play the clip of me going, "I have references," and then you just cut it off.
Only
A reference between previous conversation between them. In the public, maybe they did not watch those. Not a very good idea to reference that, in my opinion.
You continue to
don't you
pretend that the research
understand?
isn't
Of course, I explained this to you. Even with Bruce Lipschitz's was proper activation in his.
Bruce Lipschitz's research was not prebiotically relevant. I never said it was. I was just having a chemist explain how you're wrong, because it's useful.
No, but I'm saying the activation part was there. The activation part. You have another
what does that
specific
have to do
question.
with sulfur
You-
trioxide?
Bring up another.
Are you
give me
saying
another-
sulfur
you came
trioxide's not
with rapid
prebiotically
fire.
relevant?
I only remembered this one. Do you have another question for me?
Huh?
You have another question for me?
That's not a discussion.
The question.
Come on, bring it on.
There's no question. I explained a bunch of research about peptides and RNA that you're pretending isn't real, right? You're just shifting the goalposts about lysine, and I'm showing you another paper.
That's right. The problem is when you attack the public, maybe the public will not listen to you anymore. Also, you are not very well versed in the topic, and it shows, and reduce your credibility. I think, in this debate, Dave.
Mr.
Got
Farina,
it.
here,
What
go,
do you
go,
want me-
go. You don't do it. You
Why?
just
Is attacking Dave because he is in the wrong here. Doing that is keeping the attention of the public about the fact that Dave did not write anything on the board. Good trick. I already said that.
Why
Show
would
me
I
the chemistry.
try? Why would I try to draw
I told you I would speak to
structures?
you as I would speak to any graduate student, and I would tell them to come to the
If
board
I
and
wrote
write.
this,
Come to the board and
if
write.
I wrote
Show me
the
the chemistry.
scheme on the board, would you suddenly accept it? Why are you so obsessed with me using
Because
charts?
you can't show a chemistry that's going to give you the 3-5 to the exclusion of the 2-5.
You're
You mentioned
jumping
mock
around
relinite.
To be fair, it will be impossible to write something like that.
Crazy.
And I showed you
This is called the
37%.
Gish Gallop, everybody. This is called the Gish Gallop. Oh, peptides. You got peptides.
Why engage with the public like that? You need to be reassured.
Okay, you don't get the lysine residue. Oh, you got the lysine residue? Well, you can't get the 2' linkages. Oh, they got the 2' linkages. They can't get.
Maybe I'm wrong, but Dave seems quite mad at this point. I can understand, but you are in the debate. A live debate, a little bit more control.
This is his tactic. I'm showing a mountain of research that invalidates all of his objections, and he's just denying it. I don't care what any of you guys are saying. None of you have any capacity to read this literature, and you're just
Attack the public. Good way to gain consensus.
blindly believing
Okay,
James. You have no idea what he's
let's
talking about.
close this session. I have a couple of comments. One is we'll have the opportunity for the audience to ask questions at the end. So we'd appreciate it if the audience would not ask questions at this point.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Right. I feel for this guy. Poor guy.
Number one. Number two, I want to make sure everybody in the audience understands the term exergonic and endergonic. So that has to do with the free energy change. There's standard free energy change in a chemical reaction. If the standard free energy change in a chemical reaction is negative or exergonic, it means the reaction goes in the direction as written. If it's positive, that's endergonic, and it goes in the other direction.
Thanks.
So
That's the job of the moderators to list. To explain their points. You do not need a moderator to do so.
to clarify that,
And modifying the carboxyl moiety makes the reaction with the amino group work. So that's great.
okay, and then lastly, the argument that you guys are having, the debate, I should say, that you're having about the nucleosides, I don't hear anything about the stereochemistry.
Stereochemicals. Stereochemistry is basically when you have different configuration possible of the molecules, like your hands, left and right. Those are two different compounds, same atoms, but different disposition, with very different effects. One can be a medicine, the other one can be a drug or a poison. Very cool stuff.
I've already given him the stereochemistry of all small
But
molecules.
it's
I've conceded that.
That's my third prompt. So
I've conceded
we'll get to homochirality. That's going to
fair
happen
enough,
in a
but
second.
that's so important, of course.
Yeah, it's very important, but I conceded it so I can just get to these other things.
So I think we can close there. I did not like this part of the debate. Dave did not behave in a good way, if you ask me. Sorry. I can make you. Let's see.
Prime linkages. Oh, they got the 2' linkages. They can't get this. This is his tactic. I'm showing a mountain of research.
So that has to do with the free energy change. The standard
Sorry.
is we'll have the opportunity for the audience to ask questions at the end. So
No, it's important to listen to the moderator, because the moderator, the volume, I think it's low in the original audio, but it's important because Gibbs free energy is something important. I did show the formula. Basically, it's saying that endo or exo ergonic reaction are reaction that happen without external help or not. That's the point of the moderator. Let me know if you understand. Basically, when you have a reaction, you can do some calculation to know if that reaction can go on or not. If the reaction cannot go, you need to add energy. If you do not have that kind of energy, you either will have no reaction at all or a different kind of reaction. In some cases, is useful to have those kind of tricks on your sleeve when you're a chemist, because you can choose where the reaction is going. Low temperature, you will get a reaction. More temperature, more energy, and you will get something different. Those are tricks used by chemists to get to specific results. Let me know if it was clear enough. I can show you the formula again. I did put Gibbs formula, okay, on the screen. It's this reaction, this formula. This is Gibbs free energy formula. Let me know if you can understand. It's not for everyone because I need to explain. This is the symbol of the free energy, Gibbs free energy. That's enthalpy. Basically is just energy, temperature, and entropy. Usually when a reaction creates entropy, it tends to be spontaneous. That's a big factor. But no matter if a reaction does create or reduce entropy, you just need, let's pretend that you have a very low entropy, negative entropy, so something like the formation of ice. You are, it's not a reaction, sorry, but something that lower the entropy, like a condensation reaction. You cannot do the reaction on their own because it does absorb energy. You need to give energy to the reaction to make it work. You need to have a very high amount of energy, this part, the enthalpy. But in nature, you can have that part. You just need to have it, a lot of it. A volcano, a sun, anything like that. Let me know if it's more clear. They are talking about these kind of things. Some reaction create entropy, so they go on their own, like an explosion. the more simple example that I can give you, formation of huge amount of gases and a lot of entropy. So you just need a trigger and everything will explode. And something that reduce entropy, like a condensation reaction, so a formation of a polymer, you need to put inside the reaction energy, so turn up the heater. Okay, it's clear. I was just about to close the stream. Thank you, Sedi, to be here. It was a pleasure. And I also give my thanks to everyone watching this not live. And I hope to see you soon. There are 2 other videos to make on this debate. And I think that I will have a lot of fun doing that. I will produce also a clip on the small part where I show where Tour is wrong. Dave is wrong about a lot of things in this debate, but for the most part, in the way he puts himself in the debate. Good night. Here it's literally the middle of the night, and see you next time. Thank you for watching. Sedi, goodbye. It was really a pleasure to have you there.